The path to a successful day, a modern Stoic's journey. Before starting the video, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. In the quiet solitude of dawn, before the world awakens, there is a brief moment where one stands on the precipice of a new day. The air is still, the horizon barely touched by light, and within this silence lies a choice, a decision that will shape the hours ahead. Will today be a day of rushing blindly through obligations, or will it be one of purpose and quiet accomplishment? This decision, this opportunity, was something that ancient Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca knew well. Their teachings echo through the centuries, offering a guiding hand through the turbulence of life. But how does this ancient wisdom translate to the modern world, a world brimming with distractions, technological advancements, and an unrelenting pace? Jake, a young man in his 30s, was about to find out. His life, once dictated by the demands of a high-pressure job in the bustling city, was a reflection of the chaos that so many others experienced. His days were filled with noise, both external and internal, until one encounter shifted his perspective forever. The morning rush. Jake's days began like many others, a blaring alarm, a groggy stumble out of bed, and a rush to prepare for the office. He lived in Metropolis, a city that thrived on speed and efficiency. As a software engineer, Jake was successful by most standards. He had climbed the corporate ladder, was respected by his peers, and had a comfortable lifestyle. Yet, despite his success, he often felt unfulfilled. Every day felt like a race against time, a race he was never quite able to win. His mornings were the most stressful. By the time he grabbed his coffee and stepped out the door, the world outside was already in full swing. Cars honked impatiently, people hurried down the streets, and the subway was always packed with commuters, each person wrapped in their own bubble of stress. Jake was no different, his mind racing with thoughts of deadlines, meetings, and the endless demands of his job. Each day seemed to blend into the next, completely unaffected by the noise and rush around him. The man, who would later introduce himself as Mr. Eric, seemed to be the only calm presence in a sea of chaos. The meeting, curiosity piqued. Jake approached the old man. "How can you be so calm?" he asked, gesturing at the frantic scene around them. Mr. Eric smiled and patted the empty spot next to him. "It's not about the world around you, son. It's about the world within." This brief interaction set the stage for a transformative friendship. Mr. Eric, a retired philosophy professor, introduced Jake to the teachings of the Stoics. Over the course of several months, they met regularly, sometimes at the park, other times at a quiet cafe where they would discuss life, purpose, and the wisdom of the ancients. One day, Mr. Eric handed Jake a small, well-worn book titled The Art of Simple Living, a Stoic's Guide to Success. "Read this," he said, "and you might just find what you're looking for." Jake spent the next several weeks diving deep into the teachings of the Stoics. As he read, he began to realize that true success was not about external achievements or the constant pursuit of more. Instead, it was about cultivating inner peace, resilience, and a clear sense of purpose. He was particularly struck by the Stoic principle that each day is a gift and opportunity to align with one's higher purpose and live according to one's values. The shift begins. Inspired by what he had learned, Jake decided to make some changes in his life. The first thing he did was to create a morning routine that prioritized clarity and intention over rushing and stress. He began each day with a few moments of quiet reflection, asking himself, "What do I want to accomplish today? How can I live in alignment with my values?" This simple practice of setting an intention at the start of each day made a profound difference. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the demands of his job, Jake found that he was able to approach each task with a sense of purpose and calm. He became more focused, more productive, and surprisingly less stressed. One morning, as he sat at his kitchen table with a cup of coffee, Jake thought about a quote from Marcus Aurelius: "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." He realized that for so long, he had taken this privilege for granted. The constant rush had blinded him to the simple joys of life, the warmth of the morning sun, the taste of his coffee, the quiet moments of reflection. Embracing the present, Jake's newfound clarity of purpose also helped him embrace the present moment. He began to understand what Epictetus meant when he said, "Do not seek to have events happen as you want them, but instead want them to happen as they do happen, and your life will go well." Jake learned to let go of his need to control every outcome. Instead of resisting the challenges that arose during the day, he accepted them as part of the journey. This shift in mindset allowed Jake to engage fully with each moment, whether he was in a meeting, working on a project, or simply taking a walk. By focusing on the present, he freed himself from the weight of worrying about the future or regretting the past, prioritizing what matters. Another key lesson Jake learned from the Stoics was the importance of prioritizing what truly matters. Seneca's words, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it," resonated deeply with him. Jake realized that much of his time had been wasted on trivial pursuits, checking his phone every few minutes, attending meetings that didn't matter, and saying yes to tasks that didn't align with his goals. With this realization came a renewed focus on his work. Jake began to prioritize tasks that were meaningful and aligned with his values. He delegated what he could and eliminated unnecessary distractions. This not only improved his productivity, but also gave him a greater sense of accomplishment at the end of each day, building inner resilience. As Jake's life began to shift towards simplicity and clarity, he encountered obstacles, unexpected setbacks at work, personal challenges, and moments of self-doubt. But this time, instead of seeing these obstacles as hindrances, Jake saw them as opportunities for growth. He often reminded himself of Marcus Aurelius' words, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Each challenge became a test of his resilience, a chance to practice patience, courage, and wisdom. With each obstacle he faced, Jake grew stronger, more capable of handling adversity with a calm and steady mind. He found that by embracing these challenges, he was not only able to overcome them, but also to learn from them. Practicing gratitude. One of the most transformative aspects of Jake's journey was the practice of gratitude. It was easy, he realized, to get caught up in the pursuit of success and forget about the many blessings already present in life. Marcus Aurelius' reminder to take full account of what excellencies you possess became a daily practice for Jake. Each morning and evening, he took a few moments to reflect on the things he was grateful for, the people in his life, the opportunities he had been given, and the simple pleasures that brought him joy. This practice shifted his focus from what was lacking to what was abundant, fostering a deep sense of contentment and fulfillment. Maintaining balance. As Jake's life became more aligned with the Stoic principles, he also learned the importance of maintaining emotional balance. Seneca's advice, "He who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary," reminded him not to let his emotions rule his actions. Whether the day brought joy or sorrow, success or failure, Jake practiced temperance, moderating his reactions and maintaining his inner peace. This equanimity allowed him to stay focused and steady, no matter what the day brought. The evening reflection. As the day drew to a close, Jake made it a habit to reflect on how he had lived. He often thought of Marcus Aurelius, who would ask himself at the end of each day, "What did I do well? Where could I improve?" This practice of self-examination became crucial for Jake's personal growth. It allowed him to acknowledge his successes, learn from his mistakes, and prepare for the day ahead. Each evening reflection brought closure to the day, but also set the stage for a better tomorrow. Jake found that by consistently practicing this self-reflection, he was able to make incremental improvements in his life, steadily moving closer to becoming the best version of himself. Acceptance and peace. Perhaps the most profound lesson Jake learned from the Stoics was the importance of accepting a day as complete, regardless of its outcome. Epictetus' teaching, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens," became a guiding principle in Jake's life. Once the day was done, Jake let go of what remained unfinished or imperfect. He understood that success was not about perfection, but about living according to his principles. This acceptance brought him peace and allowed him to meet each new day with renewed vigor and purpose. A life transformed. As the months passed, Jake's life transformed in ways he could never have imagined. By embracing the Stoic principles, he had cultivated a life of purpose, resilience, and gratitude. His days were no longer dictated by the demands of the external world, but by the quiet strength of his inner world. Jake's journey from a life of chaos and stress to one of simplicity and fulfillment serves as a reminder that true success is not found in external achievements, but in the inner strength with which we approach each moment, guided by the wisdom of the Stoics. Jake had discovered the path to a successful day, a path that led not only through the day, but through life itself, with purpose and tranquility. And so, each morning, as the world awakened around him, Jake made the choice to walk this path, a path that had transformed ordinary days into extraordinary ones, and in doing so, had built a life of lasting fulfillment and peace. If you are enjoying this video, please subscribe to the channel